family, welcome back to KTK Fashion Village. In this video, we are come to learn how to cut a kaftan or a senator suit on a fabric. These are the measurements we are going with. The chest being 38 and the length being 34, across back being 16. So to cut on a fabric, with my way of cutting, you will first take your chest measurement, that's 38 divided by 4, you get 9.5. So 9.5 plus 1.5. So 30 divided by 4 gave us 9.5. So this is 9.5 plus 1.5. That's the allowance. So now we'll come and get 10.5. So you fold your fabric and measure your 10.5. So after folding your fabric, you measure the length of your kaftan being 34. 34 plus 2. So you have your 34 plus 2. So we are cutting the front out first. So this is our front. So to cut your front, your chest divided by 4 plus 1.5, that goes this way. Then now your length. So your length 34 plus 2. So you put that one aside and now cut your back. So your back too will also be there. Chest divided by 4 plus 1.5. And the length 2 plus 6. Let's not forget. So to cut your back, you fold your fabric and also make sure you measure the same thing we did for the front. That's the chest divided by 4. That was 9.5 plus 1.5. So giving us 10.5. So 10.5. Then the length becomes the 34 plus 6. Or you can decide to put your front on this way. Put your front on and add 4 inches here, because we've already added 2 inches here. So just add 4 if you put the front on. But if you don't put the front on, you measure your length, that's 34 plus 6. So after that, you cut your back tube out. So after cutting your back out, you come and place your front on the back this way. Make sure the folded area lines up. And make sure this part too lines up at the top. After getting this, you then come down 3.5. From our previous video, I made you guys know why we are coming down 3.5. That's the shoulder slope. That's how I do mine. So it depends on how you also do yours. So for this, you cut both of them together this way. Then now you pull this down to make sure the front lines up with the back at the bottom. You make sure it lines up. This fabric is a shaky fabric, so I'm having a bit of difficulty. So after this, you are supposed to have 4 inches here. So after that, you come down from the front, half of an inch, and draw your line. That's the allowance for the shoulder when you are sewing. And now you bring the front to lie right on the allowance, and then you iron. So now we have the whole thing look like this. Now let's put in our measurements. Our cross back was 16, that's 8. Divided by 2 give us 8. Plus half will give us 8.5. So we have this here, 8.5. And now we draw our line this way. So now you come down for the armhole depth for chest 38. For chest 38, you can make it 8. 8 is fine. From, you remember from the other one that we did on paper, I gave you guys the chart for the armholes. So after this, now you have this part being your chest line this way. Then now we come to our chest. You put in your chest measurement. Our chest was 38 divided by 4. We had 9.5. So you're now going to put the 9.5 right on this line. Let's square in our 9.5 here again, and we connect. So we connect this way. Then you come down here 5.5. That's standard for standard measurements. But people who are taller, you add 2 inches, so it becomes 7.5, and here also become, here is 15 for standard. So the person is taller, you make it 17. After this, you will come in 3/4, because the male body, we are not straight, there is shape, and when you don't come in, the kaftan look straight. The only time you don't do this is when the person has a pot belly. So after you do your connecting, let's check the placement of the curve well. Don't let the curvy parts come inside too much. Push it out. And now you come to this area to do the same thing for this area. After you add your allowances, you add here 1 inch of an allowance, and here now you add allowance from this line. This becomes our new stomach line, which is 1 here to 1. And now you connect. Do the same thing here. After this, let's come to our armhole to draw an armhole. We know our armhole depth was 8 per the chest measurement. You come down, you divide the armhole into 2, giving us 4. After getting this 4, you come in 3/4. After getting this 3/4, you bring your armhole curve. Make sure the armhole curve, the curve area is touching this part and touching this area, and also touching the allowance. This, not this. So it goes this way. Now we cut it out. When you get to this area, this is the slit area. So with this part from here, you can just curve it this way. So it becomes like this. It becomes like this. Before we continue, let's do one thing. Subscribe to the page and also like the video as well. don't forget, after this, with the front armhole, it has to be deeper than the back armhole. So you measure from here, the tip, from here to here will give us 7. So dividing the 7 into 2 will give us 3.5. So from the 3.5, you can come here half of an inch, and now you draw. You can use your armhole curve, but I'm comfortable with my hand. So now you have your front armhole being deeper than the back armhole. Now let's come to our neck. With the neck, from the chart I gave you guys, which is 30, you can come here 2.25, and here you can make it 3.25, so it's fine, or 3. Because I told you guys that when your neck is smaller, it's best than the neck being bigger. So after this one will come, and you mark this side, mark here where the back intersects the front, so you can snip this way and raise it, so you have it this way. And now you come down from this line, come down half. After coming down half, you go this way, and now you cut. So now you have your Kaftan or senator suit this way. So we can check our length. Our length was 34 plus 2, that's 36. So if there's an excess, it's a plus, you can cut it off. So this is how our Kaftan or our senator suit will be like. Please don't forget to subscribe to the page and like the page as well. Give any comments if you have any problem. Thank you.